Hey everyone! Today I did the ride or die tag finally. I haven't done it and it came out a little bit ago, but I've been meaning to. So these are going to be all my ride or die products for long lasting horse show makeup. This is kind of like my go-to look when I don't know what else to do. So if you'd like to see how I got it, then just keep on watching. To start off, I know I just raved about this on Instagram stuff, but it's the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. It's my all-time favorite primer. It actually waterproofs anything you put on top of it. So first of all, it reduces redness, pores, fine lines. It helps to mattify a little bit, but it's also fine on dry skin. But my number one reason that I love this is because it waterproofs anything you put on top, whether if you're just using a powder foundation, if you're using your foundation, if you're putting your bronzer on. All of it will be waterproofed. So anyways, it's really great for when you're sweating, especially at horse shows, and it also helps your makeup last longer. So it is just ride or die. I've been using it for almost 3 years now and it's just bomb. It is so bomb. Next for concealer, because I'm going to spot conceal before doing foundation. I know I haven't talked about this a lot on my channel, but I have been using it for years. It's the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness. This stuff is bomb. It helps cover everything, but it still looks really natural. So on days where I'm just going to the barn and just want to cover up some little spots, I'll just put this on and then set it with some powder and be out the door. Next, my Ride or Die foundation, which again I've been using for years and I've talked about it a lot, is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. This stuff is so good. It is so long lasting. It starts off a light coverage, but you can build it up all the way to full coverage. It's really thin so it doesn't feel cakey, and like I said, it lasts all day. It is so good. And I found that the absolute best brush for this foundation is the It Cosmetics 102 Airbrush Foundation Brush. For whatever reason, it just works really well with this. I have been using them together for so long now and I just can't stop. For under eye concealer, I had a really hard time because I don't stick to just one, but I've been using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer on and off for years now. I have the color Vanilla. The only thing is if you have dry skin, sometimes it grabs onto things. It's a little bit more drying than like the Born This Way from Too Faced concealer is a really good one for under eyes that are dry. I sometimes mix the two just depending, but this one I use a lot. It has good coverage, it has a good shade, so that's going to be my ride or die. And I have actually been using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Custard just over my scars because I need some super coverage on those. And the one thing about this concealer is I do like to set it right away. My favorite, I don't really have a favorite under eye setting powder, but I'm going to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. It's a really good staple one, and if I had my beauty blender, I have like a real beauty blender now for once. And I really like it. It's the nude one, and I feel like it's different. Something about it I like, but the whole trick about using your damp sponge to set your under eyes really looks great with that nude beauty blender. I don't know why it's different than the rest, but I've heard so many people rave about that, and I finally got the results everyone was talking about. So I don't have that here with me, so I'm just using, this is the end of one of my Luxie tapered highlighting brushes. I have 2 of them, and the other one is packed away. And a face powder was really hard for me too, just because I switched. Like, I don't care a lot about my face powders, but I've used the Hello Flawless from Benefit for a couple of years now, on and off once again, but honestly, it doesn't make a huge difference to me. So I'm just going to use this really quick. And I'm going to go ahead and skip to my brows. I think you guys could all see this one coming. Ride or Die for brows is the Dip Brow from Anastasia. This one's in the color Taupe. I've used this for years. Once again, it's waterproof. It will stay all day. But even where I don't like where I extend my brow, it stays all day for the whole horse show. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. Those brows took me a hot minute. That took forever. Anyways, favorite brow gel would be the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. It is like hairspray for your brows, basically. Locks them into place. They're going to stay there. Don't even worry about your brows. Now I'm sure, as all of you could guess, Ride or Die Eyeshadow Primer is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I have been using this since I started doing makeup, and it's so good. It's never going to go away. And I'm just going to set the primer with some translucent powder real quick. Now, eyeshadows were really hard for me to decide, but I figured I'd take it back to my OG Urban Decay individual eyeshadows just because that's what I've always used. I started with Urban Decay on my channel, like my very first video, I think. It was just all probably these shadows. But that's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to go for it. I have so many favorites, but I have the most Urban Decay palettes and individual shadows, so that's what I'm going to stick with today. I will say one of my favorite brushes is the Morphe M504. This is a fantastic starting brush for blending. It is so good. And I'm going to take the color Laced from Urban Decay. I'm going to put this in my crease. Next, I'm going to take another Ride or Die brush. This is the Morphe M433. It's just like the MAC 217, which I also love. But I'm going to go in with the color Tease. And I'm going to put this in the outer half or corner or so and drag it into the crease. And next, I'm going to spray my brush with a setting spray or water and take the color Midnight Cowboy Rides again. I'm going to put that on the inner half. Then going back in with Tease and the Morphe M433, it's going to kind of intensify the outer corner and drag that into the crease to blend out the shimmery shade. And then I'm going to take Polyester Bride on that same brush that's still a little bit damp, that right on the inner corner. Now, as for eyeliner, my Ride or Die, I have not gone back since I ever started using this, is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. It's the one that has the calligraphy type tip rather than the felt. She has two different ones. This one is so much easier to do wings with, I'm telling you. And I'm going to try to keep this on camera, but we all know I suck at staying in frame. And then my Ride or Die eyeliner for the inner parts of my eye is by far the Marc Jacobs Highliner. I use this all the time. It does not move. It's going to stay in your waterline all day and like super black. The colorful ones are nice too, but they don't stay quite as long. But if you like swatch this on your hand and wait a couple minutes, it does not go anywhere. That's what it's doing in your eyeball. I don't really have a favorite mascara, especially when I'm doing lashes, so I'm just going to pop one on and then I'm going to do my lashes. And then for lashes, my all-time favorite, especially lately, have been Sasha from Huda Beauty. These are just so pretty. They give you that really nice like cat eye where it wings out. They're pretty comfortable to wear once you're used to wearing lashes. Otherwise, I would say the Wispies from Ardell. They're very comfortable. But yeah, those are really comfortable, but for a more dramatic look, I like the Huda Beauty one, so I'm going to do that, and then I will be right back. So those are the lashes on. They were giving me the freaking hardest time today. Anyways, I'm going to go into the lower lash line, and another favorite brush of mine is the Morphe M506. I love Morphe, if you can't tell. Just a little tiny blending brush, which is great for the lower lash line, or if you do like detailing in your crease. So I'm going to take a bunch of Tease on that brush and just put it on the lower lash line. And then I do have a favorite lower lash mascara. It is the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara. Whew, mouthful. This one grabs every single little tiny hair and it's waterproof, so it will last you all day. Then for contouring, I have to say it's between the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and then the MAC Sculpting Powders. The only reason I'm going to use the Sculpting Powders is because this one has shattered quite a bit through traveling, and I mean, it is pretty old. It's almost a year and a half or two, so it's quite the mess at the moment. I'm gonna go ahead and use MAC. I'm gonna do Taupe, or I like to use Sculpt, so I just kind of switch between the two. And then once again, another Morphe brush. M523 is my favorite contouring brush. It blends it out, but it keeps it nice and like narrow, so and I'm also going to use that to contour my nose. It is the perfect color to contour your nose. Where's my mirror? And then the only brush I ever use to contour my nose is the Morphe E21, which I don't know if they have in their new Elite collection or what. This is from their like original one, but and then I'd probably say my Ride or Die bronzer is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate, but that one's not currently with me, so I'm going to use the Chocolate Soleil. It's pretty close, but this one has a little bit of a warmer undertone. But I've been using these for years, and first of all, they smell like chocolate, so can we just talk about that for a second? And again, another favorite Morphe brush, the M527. It's just perfect for bronzing because it's fluffy, but it still has a nice shape to it. And then my favorite highlight, after I got this, I can never go back. It's Champagne Pop from Becca. And then my Ride or Die blush is actually the NARS Orgasm, but I have no freaking idea where it is. So second best, Milani Luminoso. I think everyone's heard about this by now. And then favorite blush brush is the Icing Expert Contour. It's double-ended, but I like the sag for blush. It gives a really nice glow. It's like a peachy pink. And last but not least, lips. For liquid lipsticks, I have 4 different ones that I think last really, really well at horse shows. The Sephora Collection Cream Lip Stains, the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipsticks, the Smashbox Always On, I think they're called, liquid lipsticks, and then the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. All of them stay on really well. Smashbox is definitely the most comfortable. It doesn't completely dry down, but it does last forever. I think I'm going to do some type of mixture. Maybe I'll just use this one. I'm going for a little bit of a darker red lip, so I'm going to line my lips with the NYX Cola lip liners. These are my favorite lip liners, especially the vintage suede, or no, the suede, what's it called? The NYX suede lip liners, but I only have 2 of them, so I'm going to use just their original one. So this is the finished look. My lips took me a hot freaking minute. They have just not been cooperating lately. But these are all my Ride or Die. I use them all the time for almost, like, when I don't know what to do, these are the products I go to all the time, especially the primer and foundation. They are my Ride or freaking Die.